Although eye and face tracking has a lot of capabilities for VR and can even up its performance, Meta decided not to continue having it after the Quest Pro and did not put it in the Quest 3, mostly for price reasons. There are a few different potential systems that work for eye tracking, and some of them being much more expensive than others. And we've even talked to you about how Meta is trying to create face tracking through AI listening to the inflections of your voice, trying to recreate what your voice is most likely conveying in emotion. Something where if you get happy and excited, suddenly your face would light up, your mouth would open bigger, your eyes would open bigger, or something if you were talking slow and tired, maybe your eyes would get sleepy. But this lack on the Quest 3 has left the door open to third-party accessory makers, and a Japanese engineer says they are working on a face and eye tracking add-on for the Quest 3. They've even got renders already, as you can see here, although this does not look seamless, small, or pretty by any means. This is an early render, and they've even enlisted VR chat users to help promote the device, as clearly this is something that would be mostly useful for social games like that. The weird thing about face and emotion tracking is it doesn't really add to your experience in VR, but it makes other people see you as much more lifelike, much more realistic. But obviously you don't see what your face is doing unless you're in front of a mirror, like a lot of VR chat people are, a lot. And it's really something for the other users. On top of that, eye tracking can be very good for VR, especially as we've seen the foveated rendering on the PSVR 2 using it, but a device like this would not be able to be easily plugged in and used for that without developer support or even Meta supporting it natively. This is an early look at the idea, and plenty of news articles are saying to be skeptical at this point about whether this will come to market and how well it will work. It's something that we'll keep you posted on here though, but it makes me wonder how many of you out there are wishing you had face or eye tracking for the Quest, specifically for social experiences, as games would have to directly support this. It wouldn't be something easy that you just plug in and it automatically makes HUDs use eye tracking to choose options. I've been getting a lot of comments from you out there about what are the best accessories for the new Quest 3S or what's upcoming for it. And we've covered before, picking up a Quest 3 or 3S and finding out it's dead and you have to wait and charge it is always frustrating. Prism XR is dropping a new Carina D1S, one of the first docks we've seen specifically for the Quest 3S. This not only seats your Quest 3S and both your controllers wirelessly charge them, but it uses the more reliable dongle style charging. This plugs into your USB-C port, snaps in place with magnets. That way it's not trying to seat on like those 3 dots the Quest 3 had that we found was unreliable with a lot of docks. But a cool thing that they're doing with this is it still has a USB-C pass-through, so if you want to use other accessories or a battery strap still, it still works with that. And then it fast charges the entire headset and the controller, so basically you can pick your headset up anytime. It's always ready to go. You never have to worry about it. They also just sent us one of these, so we'll be getting to review this here soon for all of you out there. But if you're interested in picking one up now, I'll leave a link down in the comments and description below. And then we'll be having more reviews coming for all of you, because I know you've been interested in what is going to work well for your 3S for you, or have things changed in the 3 industry, as well as far as what my top favorite accessories are. Thanks to Prism XR for sponsoring this week's news. And it's exciting to see that companies are continuing to innovate and build for these new headsets and find ways to solve the problems. Especially my top complaints are always the battery and the comfort. We alerted all of you last month when an update was bricking certain quests, especially quests that have been sitting around in a while and hadn't gone through the regular update cycle. But it was enough people that it was really affecting. Subreddits, forums, Twitter, and basically if you missed that, V72 went out and something in it broke a bunch of quests. Well, now Meta is finally telling us what happened, why it happened, and what they did to address it. Although this information is coming directly from Meta, so keep that in mind. But they said basically it's a file system used by the Android open source project that runs the Quest, and not necessarily the Quest Horizon operating system itself. But it was a rare and long undetected bug in the read and write system. Rabkin referred to the behavior as a race condition on Twitter, where basically 2 processes accessing shared data at the same time caused the bug. And this is an extremely hard bug to reproduce and address because it's hard to get 2 processes to activate it at exactly the same time. But the bug was 4 years old, and basically some of the files corrupted, so when a new Quest device is booted up for the first time in a while, that's when it can be activated. And then basically the whole problem became worse because there was a security patch that stopped the operating systems from trying to roll back in this situation, meaning the headsets that had attempted to update and didn't finish were just left completely unresponsive. Although they do claim this was not because of updates V72, they did temporarily halt that to make sure that it's not worsening anything. And over on the MetaQuest Help Center, it still says that basically they've discovered the software issue that caused some headsets to be an issue, and they're working on resolving all of them, and there's a place to click for next steps if you do have one of these headsets. It seems like by the comments on those videos, not a ton of you out there were affected, but it did scare some people into not getting their quests, or even holding off on activating ones they got from Christmas. So I'd love to know if you are one of the people who was affected, is it all fixed now? Are you all good? Did you have an old Quest 2 that got bricked, and are they not willing to replace it if so? Let me know know in the comments. Previous reports had indicated that it was a successful holiday season with the Quest 3S coming in at that low price point of $299, especially when they bundled up Batman, Quest Plus, and even some store credit depending on where you got your Quest from. But because Meta is so tight-lipped about ever telling us the actual sales data, it leaves everyone to speculate on how successful the new headsets are being. And some reports are coming out claiming that the app download itself for Meta Horizon actually fell by 27% on Christmas Day this last year compared to the year prior. A chart here published by the game developer Omdia showing the downloads each Christmas over the past several years, showing that of course when the Quest 2 came out at its low price point, seeing an all-time high, and each subsequent year getting lower and lower even with the Quest 3 or the Quest 3S launch. This data of course outside of the VR realm causing more speculation and worry, but within the VR realm we are more aware that this is something to keep in mind. Even if more headsets sell, especially to people who already have owned headsets or have already activated the app before, had it before, those ones won't show up on this data, meaning that plenty of people who may have finally upgraded their Quest 1 to a Quest 3S or even their Quest 2 would have activated it on Christmas if they got it, and it still wouldn't have shown up here. It is unfortunate. I wish Meta would be more transparent about the sales of the headsets. They typically only tell us when they have something to brag about, but as we said, with the Quest 3S being considered the top-selling console on Amazon, even as many people debating in the comments whether it's a console or not, it does seem to have had a successful Christmas season. If you got a Quest 3S this year though, was it your first ever headset? Was it the first time you ever downloaded the Meta Horizon app and activated a headset, or were you someone upgrading, getting an extra headset to play co-op with friends or something else? With Meta talking about the future of neural wristbands and other ways to have hand tracking without all the need of sensors constantly seeing your hand, another company is throwing its hat in the ring. Mudra Link is claiming to offer similar functionality, all with just a wristband that is basically feeling how your fingers are moving through your wrist, meaning much less expensive sensors than having something like cameras on your wrist or cameras on a headset that could easily be occluded when you move your hand around your side. And they were showing it off at CES this year for people to test out. You can even see footage of our friend VR Gamer Dude here checking it out, doing repeated motions with his hand and seeing how it responded, how it would feel the pressure and what you're squeezing ahead of you. And obviously this is a separate wristband, something you'd be adding on, but the idea, as we even saw at the CES before, is that this could be integrated into a smartwatch, something that you'd be wearing all the time anyways, and now be able to use in all of your daily functions, whether it's something interacting with your smartwatch to putting on your headset or even a pair of AR glasses like the upcoming Orions. It's interesting to see a lot of these changes because it felt like early in the days of VR, everything was going to be more sensors, more things to charge, full body tracking requiring, 5 different trackers on you, and between AI, different types of sensors that can feel what your body is doing instead of seeing it, it seems like this future of everything being tracked and related to our virtual avatars is possible with a lot less cameras or sensors strapped to us. Whether you're an achievement hunter or not, it seems to be a pretty divisive thing how there's sometimes so many trivial achievements on consoles for games, and Meta has them too. On the Quest, whether you know it or not, there was Quest scoreboards where you could go see your achievements for all different games, but now Meta has removed the Quest scoreboards app, an easy way to see them all in one place. Basically, they took this off. They said they will still exist, they're still there, that you can see them through different existing features, but of course the people who were watching theirs and did like this feature did respond unhappy about it. You can even still find them through the actual app on your phone, but there it shows them as a chronological list and doesn't necessarily tell you how many more you need to finish a game. I know that for some people this is really important and it's important to platinum games. Is it something with VR games you try to do? I feel like personally for me, I never do, although the only game I can say in the world that I have ever taken the time to actually platinum or achieve that was Beat Saber on the original PSVR, but some games just have so many hidden ones or so many obscure ones that it just seems like it's for those true completionists. Is this something any of you out there noticed was gone? Do you care that it's gone? Or now that you know that it existed and it is gone, do you suddenly care? A quick in case you missed it, if you are still interested in getting a Quest 3S after the holidays and you haven't gotten one yet, Meta is offering a sale price on the Quest, but only on the mid-tier 256GB Meta Quest 3S. $50 off brings that from its usual $399 down to $349, making it more competitive with the $299 3S, but really all you're getting is that extra storage. If you still haven't gotten yourself one and you are wanting a Quest, I do have links down below in the description, in the comments, that get you extra store credit when you get it. I still personally tell people, if you really want to get into VR, MR as cheap as possible, the $128 is still a good enough Quest 3S. Or if you want the best experience, get the Quest 3 now. You get 4 times the storage. It is $200 more though. And with this $50 difference being a half measure, you could get that $256 and get the little bit of extra storage. But ultimately, to me, if you're going any higher than $299, it's really worth it to stretch for that Quest 3 itself. The lens experience on it is just so much better. You have so much more storage on it now. But if you need to get some, there'll be some links below. There's a lot of other news outside of the Quest Fear we still got to cover, so we're gonna have some more news coming for you probably early next week. We also did just finish a Quest 3S giveaway. We're still giving away a Quest 3, some Meta Ray-Bans, so if you missed those, there's links down below. It's off to a busy start to the new year thanks to all of you out there. It's been amazing. This channel has done so well thanks to all of your support. I really appreciate you all. We've had a little bit of a break after the holidays, but we're looking to come back in February, get you more of those accessory reviews you've been asking about, keep you posted on the news, what free games you might want to check out. So make sure you check out all the other videos here on the channel. But once again, I just want to say a big thank you to all of you out there, and I'll see you in another reality.